Resumes today after a plane crash near Seagram State Park yesterday. What hindered search efforts last night as officials ask people to steer clear of the area.
Plus, the NAACP planning a weekend protest against human trafficking and more. We're live in Beaumont this morning with all the details.
And the U.S. will soon have millions of barrels of Venezuelan oil. Hear from energy experts on how it could impact the Gulf Coast. 12 News Daybreak on 12 News Plus starts right now. We begin with breaking news this morning after two people were killed in a crash last night in Jefferson County. Thanks for being here with us. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. That wreck happened around 10:30 at Highway 105 and Keith Road, just outside of Beaumont city limits. Our 12 News crew at the scene says this was a head-on collision, and Jefferson County Justice of the Peace Ben Collins Sr. says both drivers were killed. He says one was going west and crossed into the eastbound lane, crashing into the other. Both drivers were from Beaumont and they were pronounced dead at the scene. There were no passengers in either vehicle. Autopsies have been ordered. Names are going to be released once the next of kin are notified. DPS investigating this crash. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears and get a first look of your weather here from meteorologist Jeff Gerber as we take a live look outside from the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network here above Port Arthur. Jeff, I think you just mentioned that looks like the fog's already gone there in Port Arthur.
Yeah, Port Arthur. Well, we still have some foggy conditions outside here in Beaumont, but they're pretty isolated as far as the fog. We don't see it widespread across the area for this morning. As far as any rain, there's a couple little spotty showers up towards the lakes, but that's about it. Nothing much on radar this morning. Really, I think the bulk of the rain is going to come later on this evening going into the overnight as the front finally passes through. It is warm out there ahead of the front this morning. You can see 70s and 60s, upper 60s at that, 68 in Beaumont and Orange, 69 in Port Arthur, showing 70 right now in Woodville and Jasper, 72 in Silsbee, and 71 in Kirbyville. Cold front is to our north and west. Definitely can see those colder temperatures working into North Texas, West Texas for this morning. Those will slowly start to work our direction later on tonight and going into your weekend. But for today, up into the upper 70s, we'll see about a 30% chance of a few showers through the afternoon, maybe 40-50% as we get towards the evening. As that front gets a little bit closer, we'll have south winds today at 5 to 10. Looks like the weekend's going to be cool and even colder as we head towards early next week. We'll look at the numbers in our 7-day forecast in just a bit.
All right, Jeff, well, several agencies are going to resume their search this morning for a plane that crashed near Seagram State Park.
Yeah, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says it got a call yesterday to be on the lookout for a possible crash north of the park. Chief Dante Miller says crews located the crash site, but reaching it was difficult because of the rough terrain. We're working to confirm details, but officials believe at least one person was on board. Miller's asking everyone to avoid the area when crews get back to searching today.
Being past traffic is already a heavy traffic area with school and the refineries that's going up in the construction zone. So we're going to have a lot of people in and out. So we ask everyone to please use caution coming out here and let us do our job and try to locate this crash site.
The FAA and the NTSB have been notified and will investigate the crash, and we'll be monitoring the search as soon as they get back to it. Be sure to watch for those updates on 12newsnow.com.
In other news, an inmate at the Jefferson County Correctional Facility has died. Officials say that officers discovered Anthony Mickens during rounds. Medical staff tried to save him, but he was taken to a hospital where he later died. The Texas Rangers investigating.
Newton ISD police say they need your help tracking down a man who stole one of the district's buses. It happened just after 2:30 Thursday morning. Officers say the man they were about to show you and another person stole the bus from Newton Middle School. The bus was later found in Mauriceville, Louisiana. That's a good look at the man right there on your screen. It was brought back to the school staff. If you recognize him or know anything, call Newton ISD police.
An appeals court has denied Clayton Foreman's appeal yesterday. He's currently serving a life sentence for killing a Beaumont teacher, Mary Catherine Edwards, back in 1995. He was convicted in March of 2024. In his appeal, Foreman claimed that his criminal record should not have been considered during trial and that the court admitted hearsay evidence. The appellate court ruled that no error was committed. The prosecution's case revolved around DNA testing, and genetic genealogist Shara LaPointe helped police close in on Foreman.
I think it was an amazing team effort, absolutely, and this works. This is the crime-fighting tool of the future, in my opinion, the genetic genealogy, and it's speaking for the victims who cannot speak for themselves.
He's going to continue to serve his life sentence. He's not going to be eligible for parole until 2061. Human trafficking often described as a hidden crime.
But data shows it's happening more often than many people realize, including here in Southeast Texas. 12 News reporter Derek Jones live at Rogers Park in Beaumont, where a protest will be taking place there tomorrow. Derek.
Mark and Tia, the National Human Trafficking Hotline has recorded at least over 2,000 cases of human trafficking. That's why the NAACP is going to be here Saturday to protest against human trafficking. State data also shows that hundreds of trafficking investigations, arrests have been opened across Texas, with law enforcement agencies continuing to pursue cases involved forced labor and commercial sexual exploitation. NAACP President Natasha Martin says the NAACP is getting involved because human trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery. This protest is more to inform families about how to protect their children from trafficking.
That the children, young adults, don't understand what really happens when you're captured. It's important for them to be able to identify the red flags. It's important for them to be able to advocate for themselves as well as for others.
The protest is happening at Rogers Park tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. The NAACP is encouraging people to bring their families out to help them fight against human trafficking. The National Human Trafficking Association hotline is also saying that if you see a crime, report it. You can remain anonymous. Live here in Beaumont, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Across the nation, the FBI confirms a shooting in Portland, Oregon involving Customs and Border Patrol injured 2 civilians during immigration operations. It comes as a protest continue in Minneapolis and in cities across the country after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman Wednesday.
Yeah, state and local leaders in Minnesota saying that they are being shut out of the investigation into that shooting, which the Trump administration says was justified. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
This morning, another American city roiled by a shooting during an immigration operation, this time in Portland, Oregon, where a Border Patrol agent shot and injured 2 people during a targeted traffic stop. A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson says the car's passenger was an undocumented immigrant from Venezuela involved in a recent Portland shooting, and that they and the driver are both accused of ties to the Tren de Aragua gang. DHS says when Border Patrol agents identified themselves, the driver tried to run them over, and an agent fired defensive shots. The car fled, then called for help.
Our officers responded. We found a male and a female with apparent gunshot wounds. The patients were transported to local hospital, and their conditions at this time are unknown.
We're calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place.
That amid growing protests nationwide over the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good by an ICE officer in Minneapolis. Investigators say Good, a U.S. citizen and mother of 3, was blocking the road with her car. Video shows officers approach, one stepping in front of the vehicle, and when the driver pulls forward and turns right, an officer fires multiple rounds, killing her. Vice President J.D. Vance defending the officer's actions.
You have a woman who was trying to obstruct a legitimate law enforcement operation. I can believe that her death is a tragedy, while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making.
State and local officials sharply refute the administration's narrative and are outraged that state law enforcement was shut out of the FBI's investigation. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
In Power City News, the Trump administration says Venezuelan oil is flowing to the U.S. again. Tens of millions of barrels expected to be sold on the global market very soon. Some experts speculate that oil could be refined here in Southeast Texas. Now, we spoke to energy experts who say it's still too early to tell, saying the impact in the Golden Triangle may be smaller. Here's 12 News reporter Spencer Plato with more.
The Venezuelan crude to be directed to the Gulf Coast, we're not going to see any great benefits from this at all.
A plan to make 30 to 50 million barrels of oil available for the U.S. to sell is just a drop in the bucket, according to University of Houston energy fellow Ed Hers.
This is a large amount of oil, but in the grand scheme of things, in a global market that uses 103 million barrels a day, It's not that much.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the administration is using oil seizures as leverage.
It's not just saying or speculating it's going to happen. It's already happening. Like the oil arrangement that we've made with PDVSA on their sanctioned oil that they can't move. Understand, they are not generating any revenue from their oil right now. They can't move it unless we allow it to move because we have sanctions, because we're enforcing those sanctions.
A plan the White House says will benefit both countries.
The United States government has already begun marketing Venezuelan crude oil in the global marketplace, and those funds will be dispersed for the benefit of the American people and the Venezuelan people at the discretion of the United States government.
Although Hers says the move will help rebuild the Venezuelan society, there won't be much change here at home.
It's just going to be a different tanker lining up at the refinery. It's not going to do one thing or another to us. It's not going to lead to lower gasoline prices. And quite honestly, I don't think any redevelopment in Venezuela is going to lead to any bonanzas for U.S. oil companies.
And Hers says that any profits gained from this will not be seen in the near future. Coming up next here on 12 News Daybreak, a Boston man's accent throws him into the social media spotlight. See why millions have fallen in love with the way he talks. Plus, the Houston Rodeo lineup has been announced. That and more in your trending news straight ahead. Your time is 7:11.
Share your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us. To the spot welders and forklift drivers, to the pipeline technicians and plant operators, to the chemists, custodians, and contractors, and the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/Golden Apple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
This morning, we're meeting a Bostonian whose iconic accent has thrown him into the social media spotlight. He didn't even know he was being filmed by his girlfriend or that millions online find his speech delightful. ABC's Danny New with this story.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
As we hear in Good Will Hunting, the quote-unquote Boston accent can feature an endearing immunity to the letter R.
I actually tried to make him say car, and he isn't capable of it.
Well, thanks to one video Casey posted, millions online now know her boyfriend has one of those thick Massachusetts accents.
Bam, here, chair, here.
That boyfriend, Romano, says he did not even know she was recording as he tried this new popular trend called the Say the Word on Beat challenge.
She was like, oh my God, people love this video. I'm like, for what? I'm like, why?
Bam, 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 here, cheer, cheer, bam, bam.
Romano says he doesn't get it, but this video now has millions of views across social media. One commenter saying, I watched this 25 times and laughed harder each time. And another writing, this should be Boston's new ambulance siren.
Hey, you can't smoke in here, man. I'm not, Mark. I'm not smoking. You're smoking in here.
Of course, shows like Saturday Night Live have been poking fun at Bostonians for years. And Romano says this curiosity even followed him to college.
You know, you meet people from all over the country, the world in college, and they're like, just keep talking, kid, because I've never heard someone like you before.
And there are, of course, different words New Englanders may use, like instead of remote,
clicker. That's a good one.
That is a
good
one.
Clicker.
Bam, bam, cheer, bam, here, bam, cheer, here.
But how do Romano and Casey feel if you try out a Massachusetts accent in front of them?
I pack the car, go to Dunks, get in a bubbler, eat a grinder with my guys.
No, I like that.
You actually sound exactly like my friend Mikey.
Yeah.
I lived there for 3 years, so I kind of cheated there. Also, for the record, Romano wanted to say that there is not just one Massachusetts accent in his opinion. There are at least 10, he says. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Crawfish already on the menu at many Golden Triangle restaurants right now, but be prepared to pay up. Some farms in Louisiana, they've been harvesting since the end of last year, but not many here in southeast Texas.
Not as many crawfish to go around, so the demand is outstripping the supply, and so the price is quite a bit higher than what you would normally see during the main season.
And crawfish farmer there, Alan Galding, says that he is still waiting for the right type of weather that'll make his crawfish leave their hibernation and start feeding. He hopes to start harvesting in early March or April, and we'll have more on this coming up at 7:30. Jeff, crawfish grow better when it's warm. When will we see some consistent warm weather around here?
Well, we've just had a week and a half of temperatures in the 70s. What do you want?
They're late, I guess, huh?
Now, we're going to be changing today from warm to cold as we head towards your weekend and into early next week. So they say that little bit of a change, though, also helps them develop. So we have about a week of some cold weather, it looks like, or maybe even more than a week of cold weather coming up before we see our next warm-up. Let's take a look outside right now. We'll go up towards, or go down towards Port Arthur. This camera brought to you by Market Basket, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network, and we have mostly cloudy skies out there. Had a little bit of fog earlier, still a little bit of fog around Beaumont, but that's about the only place I've really been seeing some of the fog. As far as radar is concerned, a couple of specks here and there, maybe a little bit of a light drizzle, a little bit of light rain, but there's really not much on radar. Not expecting a whole lot for this morning. It is warm, that's for sure. Temperatures around 72 right now in Silsbee, 71 in Kirbyville, right at 70 in Woodville, and 70 in Jasper. Upper 60s here around the Triangle, from 68 in Beaumont, 68 in Orange, and then 69 in Port Arthur. Cold front is to our north and west. You can definitely see it working its way towards us. Behind it, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Out ahead of it, we're seeing 60s and 70s. So definitely going to see a big change in temperatures as we head towards tomorrow into early parts of next week. The main part of the storm system, you can almost see that little bit of a spin up here. Northern parts of New Mexico, southern Colorado. That's going to lift off towards the east-northeast and drag some colder air in here. Out ahead of it, we're expecting to see some showers and thunderstorms. Maybe a few spotty showers this morning. So we get into this afternoon, maybe about 30-40% coverage of some scattered rain. And then as we get into this evening and into the overnight hours, first part of the overnight, that's when we'll see probably our best coverage of showers and thunderstorms move through the area. As the front itself actually pushes through. Behind the front, we'll see temperatures tomorrow morning drop off into the 50s. A lot of this is going to be just rain, but there might be a few strong thunderstorms. There is a slight risk of severe weather in the lakes area for later on today, and then just a marginal risk here in the Triangle. I think even farther north in the lakes, that's probably where we'll see our best chance of some maybe stronger thunderstorms with some straight line winds late today into tonight. If we have any watches or warnings here, we'll be updating you on those, of course, later on this evening. Patrick will be around and giving you the latest on those. Our forecast for today, mostly cloudy. We'll go about a 50-60% coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms with temperatures in the 70s. Behind the storm system, maybe a few lingering showers into tomorrow morning. Temperatures back into the 50s as the winds start to shift out of the north. And then Saturday, high of only 60. Sunday, We'll start off chilly in the 40s. We'll get to a high of maybe 59, maybe 60. And then after that, 50s for Monday and Tuesday. Morning lows will be cold. We'll be back down into the 30s for Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, a little bit of a warm up before our next front comes, and that will keep us cool. By Thursday, we'll see highs back around 60, lows in the 30s, and I think in cooler temperatures than that as we head towards Friday and Saturday of next week.
And Jeff, you did mention that the cold front we're getting will kind of cancel out that fog that we keep waking up to.
Yeah, it'll bring in some drier air. I don't think we'll see the moisture return until probably late next week. So yeah, we should keep the fog away. It might be a little bit foggy out there this morning, but that's going to clear up pretty quickly.
Does that normally happen this time of the year as well, the fog?
Yeah, in the wintertime, that's when we see our best fog. You get that cooler air over the land, and then you get that warmer air coming up off the Gulf, and that creates a lot of the fog.
Gotcha.
That inversion.
All right, makes sense. Thank you, Jeff. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. 7:21 here on 12 News Plus. Time for some trending news and round up your boots. We've got some exciting news for rodeo fans.
Yeah, the full entertainment lineup just dropped for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. The rodeo giving fans a sneak peek with a pop-up concert in Times Square announcing Riley Green as one of this year's performers for opening day on March 2nd. Country artist Luke Bryan set to hit the stage March 9th for First Responders Day, and not to mention other artists like Megan Maroney, Cole Wetzel, and even Kelly Clarkson.
Heading into festival season, I'm looking forward to some concerts.
I'm looking forward to that turkey leg, okay? Well, forget the Super Bowl. The real match we're looking forward to on Super Bowl Sunday, Puppy Bowl 22.
Yeah, Team Rough, they're going to take on none other than Team Fluff in Animal Planet show, which may look a little different this year. For the first time, there's going to be 15 pups with special needs in the Puppy Bowl, and a special exhibition game will spotlight senior dogs available for adoption. Team Oldies versus Team Goldies. In all, the Puppy Bowl will highlight 150 dogs from more than 70 shelters, and for more information, you can visit puppybowl.com.
I love that.
Yes, very cute. Should be the cutest thing on Super Bowl Sunday. Well, Girl Scout cookies, the Girl Scouts are unboxing a new cookie flavor for 2026.
As this year's cookie season kicks off, you'll see Explore More's alongside fan favorites in the year's lineup. It's a Rocky Road ice cream inspired sandwich cookie filled with chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond flavored cream. Sounds like a lot of calories. Girl Scout cookie season runs from January to April. The organization says cookie sales help teach entrepreneurial skills for girls and fun experiences like service projects, troop travel, and summer camp.
I'll take one of each, please.
Really?
Yeah, 2 boxes of Thin Mints. I'll try those Explore Mores. You just take one for the team and throw another box of everyone else in there too,
The
please.
Thin Mints are pretty good, and I like the lemonade one too. All right. Woo, real foggy there from the view of downtown Beaumont. Can't even see any buildings. 7:23 right now. We'll be back.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards, every month on 12 News.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, We take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
We're working to get more information from Beaumont Police.
Join 12 News weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m., keeping you informed on what matters most.
And keep you safe when weather impacts your day.
Following the excitement with your team.
Covering local issues that matter in your community.
Watch 12 News at 6 and 10 p.m. and stream on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
At the bus stop, a couple isolated showers out there. Not much this morning. Same deal as we head towards recess late this morning. Temperatures in the 70s, and then maybe some scattered rain starting to develop late in the afternoon as you make your way home with temperatures in the upper 70s there. Along the coast, no advisory. South winds at 5 to 10 knots, seas from 2 to 3 feet. Light chop on the inland lakes and bays. Next high tide is coming up here at 8:24. Then we'll see one tonight at 7:37. Our sunset tonight's at 5:34. Right now at Texas Point, southeasterly winds at 10 to 12 with water temperatures in the upper 60s.
Well, coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, the search resumes this morning after a plane crashed near Seagram State Park yesterday. What hindered search efforts last night as officials asked people to steer clear of the area.
Plus, emotional testimony during the Adrian Gonzalez's trial yesterday. We break down what happened and what's planned in the courtroom today.
And the NAACP plans a weekend protest against human trafficking and more. We're live in Beaumont with details.
And the time is 7:26. Taking a look at just how foggy it is. That's the view of Beaumont from our 12 News studio camera. Your time now 7:26 on your Friday morning. We'll be back with more news and weather in just a few minutes. Starting with breaking news this morning on 12 News Plus, 2 people were killed in a crash last night in Jefferson County. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong, 7:30 right now. That wreck, it happened on Highway 105 and Keith Road, just outside Beaumont city limits. Our 12 News crew at the scene confirms it was a head-on collision. Jefferson County Justice of the Peace Ben Collins Sr. telling us that 2 people were killed. The accident happened around 10:30 last night when a vehicle traveling westbound crossed into the eastbound lane, colliding with another vehicle. Both drivers were from Beaumont and the only occupants of their vehicles. They were pronounced dead at the scene. Autopsies have been ordered and names will be released once next of kin are notified. We'll keep you updated online and on air as we find out more. Switching gears now as we take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network here above Jasper. We've had a bit of fog out there this morning. Jeff, how's it looking right now?
Not too bad up there towards the lakes, but we do see some fog here around Beaumont. The visibility is about a mile or so. Not too bad. As we look at radar this morning, a couple of spotty showers here and there. Pretty dry around the triangle, but you head up in towards the lakes area. You can see some of these spotty showers popping up right kind of along that 190 corridor there around Woodville over towards, say, just south of Jasper. Looks like Newton's fairly dry, but we do have a couple of spotty showers northern end of Newton County. So there is a little bit of rain for this morning, nothing too widespread, and we'll see that probably through the first half of the day before rain chances pick up a little bit later on. Temperatures right now in the lower 70s and upper 60s, so it's a very warm morning. There's the cold air coming in towards us for the weekend. You can see 30s and 40s in parts of West and North Texas for this morning. We'll be up in the 70s today. Front won't make it in here until later on tonight, and out ahead of that front, we'll start to see rain chances increasing through the afternoon, about 30, maybe 40% by late in the day. By later on tonight, we could see rain coverages as high as 60%. Then here comes the cold air. We'll talk more about that and weather in just a bit.
All right, Jeff. Well, authorities paused their search last night for a plane that crashed near Searim State Park. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says they got a call around 3:30 yesterday afternoon to be on the lookout for a possible crash north of the park. Several agencies are going to resume their search this morning, and Chief Dante Miller says crews have located the crash site, but reaching it was difficult last night because of rough terrain. Now, we're working to confirm more details here, but at this point, officials believe that there was only or at least one person on board. Miller is asking the public to avoid the area when crews get back to searching today.
So being past the traffic is already a heavy traffic area with school and the refineries that's going up in the construction zone. So we're going to have a lot of people in and out. So we ask everyone to please use caution coming out here and let us do our job and try to locate this crash site.
The FAA and NTSB have been notified and will investigate the cause of the crash. And we're going to be monitoring that search as soon as they get back to it this morning. Be sure to watch for updates on 12newsnow.com.
A Southeast Texas family is remembering a man they say quietly touched countless lives, both on the job and at home. Amy Teleno says her husband, Christian Sykes, will never be forgotten. The man who hit and killed Sykes in 2023 was sentenced this week in Jefferson County. Tristan Dunnan pled guilty to manslaughter and accident involving death. Under a plea agreement, he'll serve 3 years in prison, followed by 10 years probation. He must also pay child support for Sykes' child. Now, Christian worked as a journeyman stagehand and was well known in the theater community. He also worked at Lamar University as the theater director and shop manager. Amy hopes to honor Christian's passion for skilled trades by creating a memorial scholarship fund in his name.
It was really important to him to keep avenues for trades alive for kids that go into college. Not every kid is going to be a college student and get a college degree, and he wanted something for them.
Christian and Amy met in college and reconnected later in life. They got married in 2012 and had a son in 2018. Human trafficking is often described as a hidden crime.
Yeah, data showing that it is happening more often than many people even realize, including here in Southeast Texas. 12 News reporter Derek Jones live at Rogers Park in Beaumont this morning, where a protest is planned this weekend about this topic. Derek?
Markets here, the National Human Trafficking Hotline has reported over 2,000 cases in Southeast Texas regarding human trafficking, and that's why the NAACP is going to be here at Rogers Park to protest human trafficking. National data shows that hundreds of trafficking investigations and arrests have been opened across Texas, with law enforcement agencies continuing to pursue cases involving forced labor and commercial sexual exploitation. NAACP President Natasha Martin says that NAACP is getting involved because human trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery. This protest is more to inform families about how to protect children from trafficking.
No one is exempt from trafficking. All races, all genders. It's important for them to be able to identify the red flags. It's important for them to be able to advocate for themselves as well as for others.
The protest is happening here at Rogers Park from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. They are encouraging families to bring, the NAACP is encouraging families to bring their children to teach them how to fight against human trafficking. Now, the National Human Trafficking Hotline is crucial in fighting these crimes. You can call and remain anonymous. Live here in Beaumont, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek. Well, we are continuing to track the TEA takeover at Beaumont ISD. The state will indeed be taking over the district.
That confirmation came yesterday after the TEA denied the district's appeal.
I'm hopeful and prayerful and faithful that, you know, we'll get what's done, that what needs to be done for our kids. You know what I mean? We need to do what's best for our community, what's best for our children. And if that means a change of course, new board, I'm all for it.
The state has also appointed Andrew Kim as the conservator. He will have broad authority to oversee district leadership, monitor academic progress, and report directly to the TEA. He'll come to the district in the spring. He's previously worked as a superintendent at Como and Manor ISDs and has been serving as the conservator at Socorro ISD in Far West, Texas since April of 2024. He'll leave that position next month. The letter from the TEA says Kim will be paid $250 an hour, $50 an hour for travel and other travel expenses.
Yeah, this move comes after 5 years of low accountability ratings at two campuses, King Middle School and Fell Price Elementary. Superintendent Dr. Shannon Allen told 12 News back in September that there's been academic improvement across the district and fewer schools had received failing grades. But in December, the state commissioner described the district's challenges as a fundamental failure.
In Beaumont ISD, you have two different campuses that reached 5 years of chronic F status, but you actually have well over half the district that is a D or F campus, and only about 30% of kids that are on grade level. So it's really a systematic inability to support effective academics.
In a December press conference, Dr. Allen said a state takeover was just not the right choice.
I disagree with this decision. I was very disappointed and frustrated with the decision based on the most recent visit we had, based on the work that we've done, the innovations, the effort, the energy, the intensity of Beaumont ISD implementing so many initiatives.
And this marks the second time state-appointed oversight is going to replace locally elected leadership at BISD. The TEA first took control in 2014 following investigations into special education, finance, and governance. And we have some of that background on our website, 12newsnow.com. You can also watch that full BISD press conference on our 12 News Plus app. And in Nueces County, we heard more emotional testimony in the trial of former Uvalde CISD police officer Adrian Gonzalez yesterday. He's charged with 29 counts of child endangerment for alleged inaction during the Robb Elementary School shooting. Rebecca Lopez has more.
Bullets shattered windows and ripped through walls, leaving behind destruction where children once sat. The jury saw the pictures and then heard from survivors who thought they were going to die.
And you just hear more shots. They were like nonstop. And I thought, he's gonna kill me.
Amy Franco saw the shooter firing his weapon as he walked towards Robb Elementary. She warned students and teachers and then called 911 and waited while hiding under a desk.
I kept asking the operator, where are the cops? Where are the cops?
Lynn Deming testified she was wounded as gunfire erupted.
Shrapnel or debris or something hit me.
But while she was bleeding, she ushered her students to safety, told them to pray, and kept telling them she loved them.
I wanted to tell them it would be okay, but I wasn't sure, and I just wanted the last thing they heard was that somebody loved them.
Nicole Ogborn said she crawled on her belly to get to her students who were crouched in a corner and told of how one little boy tried to protect her.
One of my students
After I got under the curtain, I was laying on my stomach, and he crawled onto my back and laid across me and rubbed my arm.
Prosecutors wanted the jury to hear while all the teachers and students who were unarmed risked their lives for each other. Adrian Gonzalez, a trained officer with a weapon, didn't act to protect them.
It haunts me to this day.
And we have gavel-to-gavel coverage of the trial on 12 News Plus. You're going to be able to watch the trial at any time on our stream. Download the app on your TV and watch it for free.
Faculty at Texas A&M University say a new system policy will restrict classroom discussions of race and gender for roughly 200 courses offered in its College of Arts and Sciences. Our content partners at the Texas Tribune report some classes are already canceled, renumbered, or altered just days before the spring semester begins. The policy now requires administrative approval for the topics and core courses. Still ahead on Daybreak, we've got more news about this early crawfish season. I got my pounds yesterday. What about you? We have more details ahead.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
Are you at the mercy of your bladder? If leaks are keeping you from living your best life, you should know that it doesn't have to be that way. Incontinence can be treated. Don't wait to get the help you deserve. The National Association for Continence is a nonprofit organization that's helped millions get on the path to a life without leaks. Visit nafc.org now to download your free pelvic floor muscle training kit and become the boss of your bladder.
Tension is escalating from coast to coast after a federal immigration agent shot and killed a 37-year-old woman in Minneapolis. And now another shooting in Portland, Oregon, where a border agent shot and injured 2 people. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest.
This morning, protests echo from coast to coast, from Portland, Oregon to Pennsylvania Avenue. With the outrage from Wednesday's killing of 37-year-old Renee Good in Minneapolis still fresh, another shooting by federal immigration officials, this time in Portland. The Department of Homeland Security says border agents stopped a truck on Thursday carrying 2 people affiliated with the Tren de Aragua gang, and that the driver weaponized his vehicle when authorities identified themselves. The DHS adding the driver attempted to run over the law enforcement agents, which prompted agents to fire about 5 shots as the truck sped away. Local officials say they can't verify those claims.
We do not know the facts of this case.
We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word.
that time is long past.
The victims were taken to a hospital and their conditions are unclear. The shooting in Portland follows 2 days of escalating tension in Minneapolis after an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Good, the mother of 3, during a dispute about moving her car.
It was really kind of soul-crushing to see her blood all over the street in front of my front yard. I think that's kind of what hit me the hardest.
The agent is a 10-year veteran of ICE's Special Response Team. Homeland Security says he was dragged by a vehicle in a separate incident last summer. They continue to defend his actions.
Some fog around the Beaumont area. Most of the area seeing just some cloudy skies out there, or mostly cloudy skies. But in Beaumont, we've been seeing a little bit of a persistent fog this morning. Here's the view from Packard the Prairie as we look downtown. Can't see downtown, but we're looking that direction anyway. Roofing 911 Live Skycam Network currently showing 69 degrees, humidity at 94% with a south wind about 2 to 3 miles an hour. Pretty quiet around the triangle as far as the radar is concerned, but we've been starting to see some activity develop up towards the lakes area. Spotty showers around Woodville, also a couple of showers, heavy downpours just north of Burkeville. A couple of showers also pretty close to about Jasper. Nothing going on towards Newton as far as any measurable rainfall, but there might be a little bit of fog or a little drizzle there, here and there. But you can see definitely the lakes area starting to see some activity as far as a little bit of rain. Up in the lakes, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. 70 in Woodville, 72 in Silsbee, and then 71 in Kirbyville, 68 right now in Jasper. Also Orange and Beaumont at 68 and Port Arthur currently at about 69. It's not hard to pick out where the cold front is, and you can see it marching towards southeast Texas. Temperatures out ahead of the front, 60s and 70s. Behind the front, we drop off to the 40s. 30s across parts of West Texas, North Texas. So definitely that colder air is coming. It'll arrive and we'll start to feel it this weekend. Not really today. The front's not going to push through until later on tonight. So we'll stay warm all day. We'll be into the 70s, and you can see some of these showers developing out ahead of the front right now. Main part of the storm system is actually back here over northern New Mexico. Big swirl, a big spin in the atmosphere. That's going to go to our north, and that's going to drag that cold front through here later on tonight. Our futurecast doesn't show too much going on this morning. Some of these spotty showers like we're seeing in the lakes area for this morning, they might pick up a little bit, especially as we head towards late this afternoon going into this evening. And then it looks like as we head towards midnight, that's when the front gets a little bit closer and we'll see a better coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms through about maybe as late as daybreak tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning could also see a little bit of drizzle with some low-level cloudiness behind the front. There is a slight risk for severe weather up in the lakes. Could see some thunderstorms with some strong winds. I think the best risk is going to be even farther north than that, and then we just have a marginal risk of severe weather here in the triangle. If we have any problems as far as watches or warnings, we'll let you know for sure. 60% coverage of some showers and thunderstorms late today into this evening. Temperatures in the upper 70s this afternoon. Then we drop into the 50s behind the front as we get a cloudy and cooler morning as we head towards Saturday. Saturday high of only 60. 50s on Sunday with a chilly morning at 43. And look at the numbers for Monday and Tuesday. We start off in the 30s each morning. The afternoons will only be in the 50s. And we'll see more of that through most of next week.
You know, it's nice to have a little bit of winter weather during winter in southeast Texas.
Yeah, it's always nice to feel a little bit more like the season for sure.
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
it should be just a bit more consistent.
Yeah.
Well, that's hard to do around here. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. Well, get ready to bust out those boilers and be sure to invite me over to that cookout. Crawfish season in full swing, ahead of schedule, and it could stretch a little longer than usual this year. 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau has more.
It's a meal, but it's more of an experience, and it's a time with your family and your friends.
You know it. You love it.
Crawfish season is just now starting.
It's crawfish season, a Southeast Texas staple that is high in demand this time of year at restaurants like Rick and Jack's in Lumberton.
You know, the crawfish profit carries us for the whole year. It's an easy product for us to produce in volume. You know, there's days that we'll go through 100 sacks of crawfish.
But it's very hard to get this early, according to restaurant owner Frankie Rendazzo.
It has not been easy to get crawfish. On the phone every morning, calling probably 20 vendors to try to see what we can piece together for the day's order.
While you can get your fix, they'll be small because of the weather.
We've had a very warm season, so the crawfish are out feeding. But if we get a cold spell, they're going to start kind of going back into the ground.
Alan Golding is a Southeast Texas crawfish farmer. He says during peak season, he'll catch between 5 to 15 pounds per acre. He hopes to start harvesting early March or April. In the meantime, Golding is urging Southeast Texans to buy crawfish locally when crawfish season hits its prime.
When you go to the restaurants and the crawfish have a gritty taste or a dirty taste, a lot of times those crawfish haven't been washed, and so it's usually good to come to the actual farm to get the crawfish because you can verify that we've washed the crawfish.
In Beaumont, Danielle Tuata-Palau, 12 News.
And the countdown to Mardi Gras has begun. New Orleans officially kicked off carnival season on Tuesday. Celebrations included colorful outfits, iconic masks, and good time music and fun. Fat Tuesday comes earlier this year on February 17th. The date shifts each year based on Easter, which is tied to the moon. That means this year, carnival season is shortened to 43 days, leading to shorter parade schedules and potentially cooler weather. Speaking of season, Girl Scouts are unboxing a new cookie flavor for 2026.
Yeah, this year's National Cookie Season kicks off. You'll see Explore More's alongside fan favorites in the lineup. That's a Rocky Road ice cream inspired sandwich cookie filled with flavors of chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond flavored creme. The Girl Scout cookie season runs from January through April, and the organization says cookie sales help teach entrepreneurial skills for girls and fund experiences like service projects, troop travel, and summer camp.
When Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush out.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now. Weekdays, noon. Only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
To the spot welders and forklift drivers. To the pipeline technicians and plant operators. To the chemists, custodians, and contractors. And the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
Welcome back to Daybreak on 12 News Plus, 7:54 right now. Time for your morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Both drivers were killed in a head-on crash last night on Highway 105 at Keith Road. Jefferson County Justice of the Peace Ben Collins Sr. says one driver crossed into the oncoming lane, crashing into the other car. Both drivers were from Beaumont and were pronounced dead at the scene. There were no passengers. Autopsies have been ordered. Names will be released once next of kin are notified. DPS is investigating.
Newton ISD police say they need help tracking down this guy who stole one of their buses early Thursday morning. Officers say the man you see right here and another person stole the bus from Newton Middle School. Now, it was later found in Mauriceville, Louisiana. School staff had to drive it back. If you recognize him, call Newton ISD police.
This weekend, the NAACP is holding a protest against human trafficking at Rogers Park. It's to inform families about how to protect children, and it's happening tomorrow from noon to 2. The local chapter is encouraging families to come out and learn more on how to fight human trafficking.
Cold front's going to be coming in later on tonight. Ahead of the front, we'll see temperatures in the upper 70s today, and we'll also see scattered showers and thunderstorms. Probably the most heavier showers and thunderstorms, widespread stuff is going to be late today into this evening. Once it goes through, we'll see cooler temperatures come in for the weekend. Highs only in the upper 50s, lower 60s. And then as we get into next week, we'll continue to see cooler temperatures, highs in the 50s and lows in the 30s.
Now, a reason to smile as we close out our show. Entergy Texas employees rolled up their sleeves yesterday to help fight hunger, all in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The company partnered with the Pack Shack at its Beaumont Service Center. Volunteers worked assembly line style, packing thousands of meals as part of the Million Meals for MLK initiative to support local food banks.
There's going to be rice, there's going to be beans, seasoning that could be mixed with proteins. So this is kind of a side to accompany, a healthy side to accompany a full meal for our community.
And those meals are going to stay right here in Southeast Texas to help families facing food insecurity. Very cool.
Getting a head start on giving back for MLK Day.
That's right, day of service there. Well, thanks so much for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus.
I'll be back here at 11 a.m. for midday.
Have a great day, everybody.